After the two spent a hot night, Jae Hyuk cleaned Yeon Oh. Yeon Oh lay on the bed. He was sleepy but still tried to open his eyes to ask Jae Hyuk something he had always wondered about. Yeon Oh said, "Director, can I ask you something? Why did you choose me? From the beginning, you didn't sponsor me because of my body, and if I pretended to be your lover, there would be many other actors who are better than me. So why did you choose me? Why did you choose me to pretend to be your lover? No matter how I think, I still cannot understand what his purpose is." Jae Hyuk stood still and looked at him. After hearing everything he said, he replied that he was the most dissatisfied among them. Yeon Oh's eyes opened wide after hearing the answer, not knowing if he was surprised or thinking about something. Jae Hyuk continued, "Is it okay to answer like that? You look tired, go to sleep." Yeon Oh turned around and lay neatly on the bed. His eyes slowly closed. He slowly responded, then fell into a peaceful sleep. After a while, after Yeon Oh fell asleep, Jae Hyuk still stood there until he fell asleep peacefully. He picked up the glass of wine and took a big sip. He had many deep thoughts in his heart. The next day, at Seo Yeon Oh's house, the light was still shining brightly. Seo Yeon Oh came home from the hotel early in the morning. He was lying in his room. He lamented, "Last time it was okay. But this time his whole body ached. His stomach felt like it was hurt." He opened his phone and looked at it and realized it was 4 p.m. Really late. Yeon Oh remembered last night he actually asked Jae Hyuk the things he always wondered about, and he answered him, but this answer really made him a little disappointed, even though he didn't know it, because why is that? If he didn't choose me for a special reason, then I could be replaced at any time. I don't know what kind of request he will make next. It's a bit strange for me to get sick like this. Hard. Right at this moment, his younger brother opened the door to the room and gave him medicine. His younger brother said, "Don't work too much at night, you have a fever. I bought this porridge. Let me warm it up for you. Please." Yeon Oh said thank you. His younger brother sat and smiled and talked to him. But Yeon Oh had been suffering from onion fever all day. He was extremely tired and sleepy, and soon fell asleep. A few days later, Seo Yeon Oh went to the studio today to film, but right during the break, he encountered trouble. The senior dragged him to the bathroom. He pushed him hard into the bathroom door and said, "I hate cheap people like you the most. Using your body to get roles, you are dirtying the entertainment industry. This is it." Seo Yeon Oh did not object when being told that. He silently lowered his head, not wanting to cause more trouble on the set. But the senior reached out and touched him and said, "I'm quite curious. Who did you sell your body to be able to steal this main role from me?" He lifted his shirt and said, "Forget it, try giving me your body, try giving me your body. I also want to learn so I can try it when necessary." Yeon Oh felt threatened. He spoke up, "Senior, but fortunately someone was looking for you at this time. Actor Seo Yeon Oh, are you in there? It's your scene." After returning to the studio, Yeon Oh always made mistakes. Even though he tried to act, the director still told him to act again. Elsewhere, in the creditor's room, a junior showed him the news. "Is it Yeon Oh? Last time I heard he had a sponsor, it turned out he was acting in a TV series." The creditor looked at the phone screen. After a while he spoke, "I have underestimated our actress Seo Yeon Oh." The junior laughed. "You don't think Seo Yeon Oh will be hot in the future? I found it delicious before, right boss?" The creditor banged on the table and said, "Stop talking nonsense. From now on, when your father Seo Yeon Oh comes, remember to welcome him carefully. He should be proud of his son." The next day, at the company, the secretary came to give the documents to Jae Hyuk. Same as last time, from what has been checked up to now, it seems like this is the only person left. Besides, why did he have to go to this extent with actress Seo Yeon Oh, if it was out of pity? Jae Hyuk interrupted, "I'll take care of my business. You just need to do your job. Don't try to interfere." The secretary immediately bowed his head and said sorry. Jae Hyuk did not pursue him anymore. He told the secretary to arrange an appointment with Yeon Oh next week. Yeon Oh, during break time at the filming set, he was sitting and resting when someone approached. That person turned out to be his high school friend. He introduced himself and was currently running errands for several film crews. It had been a long time since he had contacted Yeon Oh. After talking for a bit, he said, "I have to go to work again. I just wanted to tell you that you acted very well." Yeon Oh, when you have free time, let's go eat together. Yeon Oh looked after him and said thank you. In the evening, Yeon Oh stood in front of the creditor's desk. He was extremely shocked because he said that his father came here to borrow money again. The day before he borrowed $85,000, including interest. Seo Yeon Oh couldn't believe it. He covered his mouth in fear. Why, on what basis did you lend money to my dad? You know he can't pay himself. The creditor laughed and said, since when do I have to pay attention to people's family circumstances when I lend money? If he can't pay, then actor Seo Yeon Oh will pay for it. After all, your night is a lot of money. You can, while sleeping, whisper in the ear of your sponsor to give you some money, or you can choose to sleep with me to repay the debt. I also want to taste what Yeon Oh tastes like. Yeon Oh immediately left to go home. As soon as he entered the house, he looked for his father, but there was no one at home. When he saw his younger brother, he asked, where is Dad? His younger brother replied, Dad hasn't come home for a few days. He must have gone somewhere again. That's it, I don't know anymore. At this time, Yeon Oh's phone vibrated. The person texting was Jae Hyuk. Long time no contact. Seo Yeon Oh remembered what the creditor said just now. Maybe he was right. If I had a sponsor, I should also ask for a few things. At this point, I can't even maintain my self-esteem anymore. I don't even understand my situation. The next day, Jae Hyuk asked Seo Yeon Oh to go see a new house together. Both of them went to the luxury house and met the homeowner to negotiate. The landlady led the two to the floor displaying impressive works of art. Jae Hyuk also wanted to buy some paintings to hang in the house. Upon arriving, Jae Hyuk immediately wanted the girl to stay away so Yeon Oh could talk comfortably. The hostess smiled curiously and asked, are you really dating, director? The girl's eyes looked straight at Yeon Oh standing behind the director. Jae Hyuk replied, I introduced ourselves earlier, so you should stay away for a bit. At this time, Jae Hyuk's phone suddenly rang. It seemed to be his business partner. There was something important. He had to go away to talk, so he turned to say, Seo Yeon Oh, my boy, this girl will know how to guide you, so it won't be boring. The landlady stopped and scolded him a few times. You told me to go away just now. You should go away and come back here quickly. She took Seo Yeon Oh to see the famous paintings here. Seo Yeon Oh stood still and looked at the painting of the sea without a horizon for a long time. This caught the woman's attention. She came closer and asked, do you like this painting? Seo Yeon Oh was startled by her. He replied, it's just that it looks beautiful. I don't understand art, so I don't know what to say. Sorry? You explained it to me thoroughly, but I didn't understand it. So bewildered. The girl happily said, it's okay. But can I ask you a question? Are you and Jae Hyuk dating? Seo Yeon Oh immediately remembered what Jae Hyuk once said. Dating is not to show off his handsome lover, but to make others angry because of Jae Hyuk's vulgar appearance. Seo Yeon Oh immediately understood. He blushed and pretended to be shy, then whispered, actually, Jae Hyuk said I don't need to worry about this issue, but I'm afraid saying it will affect him, so I don't want to reveal it. After listening, the girl nodded. Jae Hyuk has been abroad since he was young. Suddenly returning home this time, I thought he had something important to do. I didn't expect the dating news to break out. Everyone is very concerned about his lover. Seo Yeon Oh caught the point and asked her, what's so important? The girl smiled and replied, it's marriage. He's already of marriageable age. Well, I'm not asking because of bad intentions, but Jae Hyuk is an elite man. He's in every place that attracts people. At this moment, Seo Yeon Oh's hand tightened. He seemed very tense. The girl saw this action, so she quickly stopped. Sorry, it's a bit rude to say this in front of you. Haha. Sorry, so it's you two here, Jae Hyuk said. The girl turned around and smiled happily, reprimanding, you just said to leave for a while. Why are you only here now? Seo Yeon Oh suddenly grabbed Jae Hyuk's hand, then looked straight into his eyes. Sorry? You're so busy, but I keep asking you to spend time with me. I don't want to cause trouble for you, but you always follow my wishes. Jae Hyuk didn't understand anything, but he quickly understood, then raised his eyebrows and replied, you don't need to worry, nor do you need to burden yourself with this. The two held hands like couple on a real date. Jae Hyuk used a deep voice, smile at Yeon Oh. On the contrary, I still want to meet you even though I don't have time. The one who is anxious is always me. The girl was initially skeptical about their relationship, but now she can't help but believe it. She gave Seo Yeon Oh a business card. If you like that painting, please contact me. When the girl left, Jae Hyuk walked back to the place where the sign painting was hung. You like this painting? You've been looking at it for quite a while. Seo Yeon Oh replied, No, I just think it's beautiful. We can go now. Jae Hyuk said, I have a place I want to take you to. After a while, the two arrived at an apartment. Jae Hyuk gave Yeon Oh a card, then spoke up. The hotel is easy to get secretly photographed. This place is safe. You can rest assured there won't be any paparazzi. Anyway, we'll meet here later. The director wanted to leave, but Yeon Oh grabbed his sleeve and said, Last time you said you might like my body, so I hope you will be interested in my body. After saying something extremely embarrassing, Seo Yeon Oh persuaded Jae Hyuk to stay here for one night. He had just finished showering and was now in the bathroom worried. There probably isn't anything like gel here. This body oil should probably work. After that, he took that body oil out. Jae Hyuk sat on the sofa for a while. Not long ago you said it was troublesome and didn't need this. Why are you behaving like that now? Tell me the reason. Seo Yeon Oh was hit on the mark by Jae Hyuk's words. Feeling guilty, he hesitantly replied, I'll tell you after it's over. Okay? Jae Hyuk felt it was fine either way, so he just said, Okay, it's up to you. That's interesting. I wonder how badly you want such a request. Seo Yeon Oh didn't say anything anymore. Slowly knelt down. His face was red. His heart was beating very fast. Soon the room was filled with unspeakable sounds, making even the listener blush. Take it slow, if you don't want to swallow that liquid, Jae Hyuk warned. But Seo Yeon Oh raised his head and replied, Do it if you want. Jae Hyuk made a noise with his tongue. This strange feeling really made people excited. After finishing that, Jae Hyuk asked Seo Yeon Oh, Okay, can we talk now? But Seo Yeon Oh stood up again and wanted to sit on his lap. I said I would tell you after it's over. After Yeon Oh sat on Jae Hyuk's lap, he said very loudly, I will do it myself. You just need to sit still. But the truth was quickly revealed. Before Jae Hyuk could feel anything, Seo Yeon Oh fainted. Jae Hyuk was so helpless that he couldn't say a word. I don't know how much time passed. At midnight, Seo Yeon Oh suddenly opened his eyes. He had missed this opportunity. Seo Yeon Oh sat up and felt very comfortable. My body is so clean, he must have bathed me. He looked at the table next to the bed. Water, he doesn't seem to necessarily treat me well. Maybe this is his habit, always being strangely kind to others. Hayes, in the end I still can't ask him if he can help me pay off my debt. Can I say it? The screen displayed an article praising Seo Yeon Oh's acting in the new movie. The director read it while calling the person who wrote the article. I don't know what's going on, but you wrote an article favorable to our side. Do you get anything in return? Director, why do you seem so dissatisfied? Am I only doing this to benefit each of you? It's because I had a little favor with Director Kong in the past, that's why I wrote these articles. That's it. The director nodded and replied, Is that so? Let's go eat next time. I'll hang up. At this time, Seo Yeon Oh came in from outside. He was called by the director to meet him. Is there anything you called me for? The director raised his head to look at him and asked, Are you hiding anything from me? First, read this advertising model contract. No matter how impressive the first broadcast is, you'll get the right deal which invites you like this is a bit too much. Could it be that you have someone sponsoring you behind you that I don't know about? From the beginning, I was suspicious of you accepting the main role of this movie. Seo Yeon Oh was told that and really just stood still. But soon he smiled and replied, Who am I to be supported? And I don't think I'll find someone to support me. Sir? Assured. The director was silent and looked straight at Seo Yeon Oh. He nodded and reminded, If there is, you must tell the company, to avoid trouble in the future. Seo Yeon Oh bowed his head and said goodbye and went out. He looked at the contract. The deposit is 130 million won. Everything happened so suddenly that it was a coincidence. He really didn't know what Jae Hyuk already knew. The evening came very quickly. Seo Yeon Oh went to the house where Jae Hyuk had given him the card. As soon as he got inside, Jae Hyuk was already sitting on the sofa. You called me first, how special. This house was chosen by me on my own. You don't seem very satisfied. Secretary Joe said you'd only stop by for a while and then go back to your house. Seo Yeon Oh wanted to retort, that's not true. It's because I'm worried. Jae Hyuk patted the chair next to him, signaling him to sit down there. Seo Yeon Oh also walked around honestly. That advertising contract was because of you. I was thinking how much you had investigated about me before meeting me. I just found out about my father's debt not long ago, and you already knew about it. This is the first time I've been supported by someone else, so I don't know if this is normal or not. You may feel disdain, but today I need to tell you, you don't have to treat me so well and take care of me so well. I really thank you, but this is a bit too much. Jae Hyuk didn't sit still anymore. He stood up and stood opposite Seo Yeon Oh and said, it seems like you misunderstood. What I did was not because I sympathized with your situation. If you agreed to pretend to be my lover, you have to ask for help, right? Stop pretending. Seo Yeon Oh was affected by Jae Hyuk's words. He stood still and thought to himself, that's right. The poor person is me, and why are you coming here acting so arrogant? What are you doing? Jae Hyuk touched his hand to Seo Yeon Oh's lips, then whispered into his ear, the people at my house determine my feelings for you through what I give you and what I do for you. For so all you have to do is pretend to accept it. Besides, I don't think your body is bad, so don't get me wrong. Also, you're wrong, you have to say, I will do as well as I have been given. Thank you all for watching my video. See you in the next soon.